And we have gone live. Hello,
That's
welcome
pretty gay, my man.
to the podcast. Hello, welcome to podcast this. Burger Krieg, this podcast for Patreon people.
Where the heck
Oh,
is
God.
everyone, anyways?
I don't know, it's summer. Dude.
I'll
Maybe
join later.
they out like fucking or some shit. This is episode 111 of the Fast Food Thursday podcast called Brocialism, and we're gonna launch to a completely organic bit now. How about it's Brocialism, but it's like socialism, but it's sexist. It's only men. That would be cool. This is the original new bit that we didn't already play out completely before the stream started, thereby depriving the stream of the humor of the bit.
Yeah,
But
like mutual aids.
Yeah.
Brocialism. Meant for men.
How about it's because it's gay, it's mutual aids? It's just mutual aids.
Oh my God.
That's the.
Can
the
I just
glue
say
that,
fuck?
It's the solidarity that binds us all together that we all get AIDS. Yeah, we're gonna make a sexist socialism.
Say,
Brocialism.
Just so I can interrupt on something completely unrelated. What's the most union name you can think of?
What do you mean the most union name?
Workers' union.
As in, well, both that and like the American Union, the North, during the Civil War.
Oh, like
I
I
see.
see.
Labor
So like
union.
a John Peterson or something like that. Unionist Jordan Peterson.
Yes. Okay.
Well, if
I'm-
I can't do a good Jordan Peterson. And then it's like a Confederate Zizek. It's fucking. Actually, slavery is a good thing, and so on. It is about the rights of the states to have their own laws and so on. Yeah, no, this bit is.
We need the black man to reclaim his male identity. It's,
Now it's
poison.
Brocialist Unionist Jordan Peterson.
Oh, God.
Good Jordan Peterson.
Jordan
voice.
Beanison. Okay, I think actually Posh that
God.
you're
I've got the better Zizek voice. The better Zizek.
you are kind of breaking up a lot.
That's probably my internet. Again.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay with the Kashi stream in this situation. Yeah, that's the cool bit.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stream the coolest thing.
Dude,
that
your connection is already shit, Critter.
What?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I mean, it's
It's all
kind
in
of
the green.
not.
I maybe it's my internet. I know that there's been internet outages in certain areas of Germany. Maybe that has like a ripple effect. Like I know a couple of years back there was an outage in Frankfurt where like one guy pulled out one cable and half of the websites couldn't be reached.
Oof.
Oh my God, that is funny as shit, man.
Yeah, German internet infrastructure is le grand garbage.
You got a bad deal.
It's
Yeah.
literally, let me turn on my router. Let me return my router.
It's
Router back
it's
on.
really bad, and also
And I'm
like
fucking
fucking
over
people
here.
are having issues right now. Like there's like a severe humanitarian crisis in the middle of Germany.
Oh my God,
Oh,
he kind of
no.
looks like Jordan Peterson too. No joke. He kind of looks like Jordan Peterson, but with a mustache and no beard.
Who does?
My general, the
Okay.
general I named
this-
Jordan Peterson.
I can't I have to watch all of the streams.
You should.
Just watch
Yeah.
my
What is-
one.
what
Just
is-
watch my one
Mine
like
is really good.
temporarily.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see him.
Come on, tell me that's not like
yeah, you have
Jordan
to, you have
Peterson.
to change up the
kinda.
mustache, but it's close enough.
No, I can't edit anything to do with that. God damn it. Ah, shit.
What a fucking
Oh shit! No, not church.
shit game.
Oh God, that is no, thank
I
you.
had this really interesting idea about it's like a book about the Civil War, not the Civil War, like fantasy World War One, and you have a similar situation of nobody actually knows what the fuck is going on. Like the soldiers
That
just
sounds
have
fun.
no idea.
Wait, do you mean they don't have an idea of who they're fighting, or they just don't have an
No,
idea of why
they
they're
just
fighting?
don't know why.
Oh, okay. That's still a good idea to do. It's kind of
I am
fun, and then
afraid
just
of
have one soldier like rise the ranks.
yeah.
It's just like, oh fuck.
So it
This
also
is
comes
bullshit.
out with names for like your lieutenants. Okay, Porsche is breaking up.
No, I don't need to be there.
Oh fuck! Not again.
I got
Pretty,
it.
you're streaming the stream?
It's fucking
Yes.
beautiful.
Bruh.
Unbelievable.
Streamception.
Thought it was a good joke.
Okay, these are
Yeah,
like
leave it.
historical battles or some shit?
No, so you can play. Hang on, fuck. How do you pause in this? Is it P? Yeah, it's P. So no, this is basically you just go through the campaign of either the North or the South, depending on who you choose, and more or less, you just go through battle after battle, and you can change the outcome of the war. You can't play historical battles, but that's just like a side thing.
It's
So
also
you're saying the
right.
South
boring.
can rise again.
I feel like that would be boring.
Technically, yes. But,
Yeehaw.
you know, since Union is based,
Did they balance
You know.
it? Because it wasn't like balanced IRL.
it wasn't balanced IRL, but the thing is, you can manage your army. So you can. I'll show you after I've won this battle, but more or less, you can manage your army supplies and stuff. So you can salvage stuff like weapons that you get from the south. If you've won any battles, you can salvage cannons as well. You can buy more equipment, for example, and outfit your units. If you have like a ton of money and some good gun production, you can outfit them with the most OP shit ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to have like a shit ton amounts of resources, as well as the fact that you have to have like some good skills as well, because there's like a sort of RPG-ish aspect to this, where you can train your units to be better skilled at certain things than others, as well as yourself as a general.
Mm-hmm.
So like I could train him in politics, and that just means like I can get the latest thing at no cost if I put my politics to max.
Well, that's nice.
Because, nepotism and shit, you know?
Those are some very realistic skills. I like this game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The unit management in combat is kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Because, for example, if you drag, you're not dragging to it, you're dragging the line, so... Because... Oh, for fuck's sake. Fucking hate these shit. Yep. Okay, pause that shit. Yeah.
Are we done with Vin Diesel family memes, or is that still
Never.
funny?
I mean, it was dead on arrival, fam. It was dead on arrival.
Nah, it wasn't dead, because we have fam.
Oh my fucking god, I will murder you.
Fuck it, I love those fucking memes. They're so...
I did like them. I
So
have to be
stupid.
honest. Yeah, but the whole
Yeah.
dragging the line thing, I feel like actually that does make sense in my mind.
That kind of makes sense, but when you're brought up on Total War, it makes no sense whatsoever, because dragging is more or less just right-clicking, as well as like dragging your units to a specific path instead of dragging a line, right? But I get it makes sense in this context. It's just hard to get used to.
Well, the thing is, I didn't grow up on Total War, so I only partial
No.
war. That would be funny. Partial war.
The great thing about this is like 2D, but you've got stuff like terrain and shit, so you can use grass as cover, you can use houses as cover, and cause war crime. Yeah.
Oh.
But there's like some scripted events as well. So like in this mission, you've got a train inbounds, and the mission time is like 4 minutes 51 seconds. So I have to literally just try and move as quickly as I can.
Can they not stop the train?
No, because it's inbound. Hang on.
But those trains are pretty fucking slow.
Well, yes and no.
No,
Ah,
they
shit.
would.
I found a really nice tweet to talk what you were talking about earlier about the space, but space race being ruined and stuff.
Okay, wait, what is this? So
It's
Elon
just-
Musk said, those who attack space maybe don't realize that space represents hope for so many people. Okay, Elon, let's say what Zach Hunt has to say about this. Nobody is attacking space, that's very true. We're attacking billionaires who amassed vast fortunes on the back of an exploited workforce, using those fortunes to hold an extravagant dick measuring contest instead of doing anything remotely helpful with their ill-gotten gains. Yes, 1000% this. I posted about this earlier on the Discord server at some point. I'm pissed off about this because space exploration used to be my thing, where I was just, this is like everything in the world has an unbelievable amount of nuance to it. There is nothing in the world that isn't nuanced in my mind. And it's fucking exhausting, but that's just how my mind works. But space exploration has always been the one thing where I didn't have to do that, because it was like, yes, nice. Everything that happens here is cool and based and good and nice.
Yeah.
But now with these fucking shitty ass billionaires doing this shitty ass shit with their dick measuring contests of fucking space exploration, like having private spaceships that don't even put a dent in their bottom line, and all of that money is fucking just surplus value extracted from laborers who are often existing in like slave-like conditions, bound to these corporations in a system that is in some ways worse than slavery, because at least slavery is honest about being shit. You know what I mean?
what I just walk
And
into.
they even earned money with it, which is
Damn.
What the fuck would I just walk into?
And that is why that shit pisses me off.
Burger talking about the space race being ruined.
It's
Oh,
not
by
like
Elon Musk and Richard Branson.
Because it used to not be like this. I used
Did
to
it,
not
though?
have to make this compartmentalization of, well, because obviously, if they make these rockets and all that shit, the rockets fly, it's good. Because it still drives the technology forward, right? But just all of that, so that money would be so much better served in the hands of NASA. So much better.
Instead of
let's
private
go for Ace
corporations
this
going
time.
into, instead of like Amazon or SpaceX doing their own scientific research, NASA would be better suited for it.
Well, yeah, but it's mostly just the problem that money is essentially stolen.
In what and
That
what,
money
how
is
is
stolen through the existence of the capitalist system that we live in.
the
you've
what
seen-
the capitalist system that what?
You've seen my latest video, right?
I have not. What? Not yet.
Okay,
It's basically that Elon
explains
Musk
it.
has so much social power as an employer to dictate your wage that he can basically just tell you whatever you get.
It's
that's
basically
this.
that's the premise of it's the core premise of Marxism.
Oh wait! Oh, are you saying that like Musk and these other large corporations who want to expand in the space travel or investing in it take the money that goes towards research and development for rockets and stuff, could be going to pay employees?
The thing is, no, that's not even the thing, because the money that they put into space exploration is good money. It's like, it is good that money is put towards space exploration. The problem is that it's them doing it. And it's not them doing it because that's bad for space exploration, but it's just because they are they are some of the worst people who have ever lived.
So you're upset. So this space. So Musk and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are just shit people, and it's sad that these
and it's not even
awful
they're not even shit people because they are shit persons. It is that because of the system that they exist within.
Okay, so capitalist exploitation of space travel. That's your whole point.
Yeah, because these capitalists who have gotten rich off of this capitalist exploitation are using that money for space travel, it sours. This is for me, it's a purely emotional thing. This is not I'm not trying to make a political argument. It's just,
it's basically just dirty money.
It's disappointing that businessmen who got to where they are through manipulating and undermining other businesses and employees in the economy got the funding the way they did for space travel.
I used to not have to compartmentalize about this shit, but now I do, because that's how the system has developed.
I mean,
I
if
disagree.
you think about it, though, I'm gonna. Okay, wait. I think this thing is if you think about it, though, who else do you think would have gone to this in the first place?
NASA.
NASA?
They've been doing it for decades.
Why was it? Why? Two questions, actually. Firstly, are we streaming right now? Is this Fast Food Thursday?
This is Fast Food Thursday.
This is the Thursday, my dude.
Oh, where the hell is the? I'm not seeing a. I go to your videos. I don't see the damn stream in like your.
It's a stream alerts.
It's in the
stream
alerts. It's on the second channel. I don't stream this on the main channel.
Oh right, you have a couple main channels. What are your other main channels?
Like
your channels.
This is on the.
What are your other channels? The Kriegerberg. Who is?
Yeah,
who is Betty?
That's the one where it's on the Kriegerberg.
Oh. Oh, so
I'll say one thing about NASA is that they basically became too careful, which is why the whole why actually careful? SpaceX. Well, they used to do things. They used to basically like use band-aids and paper clips, but now it's all regulation.
Shit.
Everything needs to be safe enough for people to get safely back.
That's not even like it used to be safe too. Safety was always a big concern for. That's the difference between NASA and like the Soviet Space Agency, but it's still dangerous.
Virgin NASA with their OSHA authorized spaceships, the Chad Russians with their 2x4 technology rockets.
Pragmatically speaking, any mission in space is extremely dangerous, and the people who undertake these missions, they're unbelievably expensive, and the people who undertake these missions are some of the biggest geniuses in the world, into whom decades of like extreme training has been invested. Those just purely from an asset management standpoint, you do not want to lose these people.
Yeah, hasn't
NASA dissolved or like whatever you call what's it called when an organized entity like ceases to exist and all its assets are dissolved and stuff? Just dissolved
dissolved is the right word, but NASA's still going.
Yeah, so I thought I heard something that NASA dissolved as an entity.
What?
No. What I wanted to say about that is basically the government is funding it, and they've been funding less and less, and basically they have to be a lot more careful about which rocket they launch and when they launch it, instead of just having fuck you money and being able to experiment. And the experimentation is now with SpaceX.
You know why they had fuck you money?
No, that's the one point I will give to SpaceX is that they have fuck you money enough to do experiments. But otherwise, it's all
Woodburger said.
Yeah, the problem is that fuck you money is basically money stolen from laborers. I'm glad that like people someone who does space exploration has fuck you money. I think that's a good thing. Fundamentally.
Sure.
I just think it should be NASA or ESA, one of the ones that actually
Definitely.
No, what NASA disbanded is the space shuttle program. There's no more space shuttle program.
Florida's working.
So
went out to Florida.
They stopped the space shuttle. But
no,
NASA is still
the space shuttles.
The thing though is like part of the reason NASA had so much fucking money was because it was the fucking Cold War space race.
Definitely.
Which in itself was a dick measuring contest between two world powers. Because if you can send people into space, you can send nukes into space. And it's very, very difficult to kind of stop one of those if it's literally directly above you.
This is true.
Was it Nixon Star Wars? One of the fucking right-wing presidents had a Star Wars, which was an attempt at space warfare.
But here's the thing. When NASA invents some breakthrough technology, and they do this all the time, they still do this all the time, you can get the patent for $1,000. They will develop it in a way that is mass marketable, and you could get the patent for $1,000. And this is why we have GPS. I made a whole video about all the things that NASA made, right? All the things that then like private industry picked up and was able to improve people's lives with, was able to further develop, but where development wasn't restricted by patent rights. Because it's a good thing, because the public paid for this technology that NASA developed, so they should be able to get it pretty easily.
Firstly, real quick, I hear what you're saying. Want to say, loving the Soprano Dr. Manhattan meme. That's great, dude. That's great.
Oh, there's memes in studio chat.
Yes, and I posted one that's terrible. Speaking, so.
Oh shit, that was not what I intended to do.
Oh, bruh. Oh, you accidentally put that.
We are back.
LMAO.
So, if I can ask, who is the dude that represents egoism? That is a caricature of the philosopher who founded the belief system, right?
Well, didn't he actually do that picture of himself, Stirner?
How do you spell his name?
Stirner, Max Stirner. Which is not even his name, actually. So,
I'm just gonna put Max Stirner and see what the fuck comes up. Stirner.
The reason people called him Stirner is because of this. He had a huge forehead.
Oh, what is Stirner?
Wouldn't that be a good many people don't know?
means forehead in German. So he ran with that shit. It's like,
Dreg did a video called "The Off Compasses" of like these like esoteric, super like purest forms of authoritarianism, libertarianism, and then like left and right, and then like collect. So Stirner represented egoism, which is like Ingsoc represented ultra authoritarianism, but like Stirner's thing represented ultra libertarian, which went to like ultra individualism, which is nothing. Oh fucking hell!
Did anyone lose a guy, Kashi?
Look, if anyone wants to look in studio
I don't think
chat,
so.
I feel like if you look in studio chat, I feel like all of you, if you've watched anime, you'll probably get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah, Hunter x Hunter.
Yes. So Stirner.
Horrible.
So he represented like hyper individualism. Egoism is like what? Hyper individualism. You live solely for the benefit of yourself.
Yeah, egoism is just completely insane.
Basically being a sociopath.
So the thing about like a lot of philosophers, they spend their entire lives thinking and they completely lose touch with reality. And that creates some very, very interesting thought, because that's basically what they do.
The Stirner's whole thing is apparently he was an ally with Marx, but he recognized that if the current like socio-economic like government environment didn't change, it would affect him as an individual. As like it would if the people around him were getting hurt, then he himself, because he benefits amongst the people in his society without really caring for them, he still benefits from them. So if they get hurt, then he gets hurt himself. That's what Heinsky explained his logic was to why he was why he like allied himself with Karl Marx.
Yeah, he did the Marxism without the Marxism bit.
Oh shit.
Which is just.
I mean, Stirner is an interesting philosopher, but like his philosophy, and like of course there's something going to be in his philosophy that's going to be interesting to anyone.
His philosophy is basically selfishness. This is the vibe I get from this.
Which, like, to be fair, a lot of the concept of selfishness is very heavily touted in like American libertarianism and all that.
I mean, yeah, living for oneself and
selfishness is good and all that shit.
Oh, he's not here. Damn it! What the fuck?
Oof.
State is the origin of class. State is an organ for the alleviation of class. What the fuck?
I keep losing all my fucking. Nah, Peterson didn't get killed, but some of my sub commanders did, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, that just means the unit is completely useless.
I meant Jordan Peterson for a second. Like, fuck, did he die?
I named. So check my stream. I named my commander.
What game is this anyway?
The Ultimate Generals Civil War. I named one of my commanders Jordan Peterson. And look at his photo and tell me that does not look like Jordan Peterson without a beard.
It looks like him. It looks like he fucked Joseph Stalin. That's what it looks like.
Do you know about the shit that happened with Jordan Peterson?
Here's what I know. He got sick because of and he was doing a bullshit like medical treatment. He thought himself worked, but didn't. He's better now.
I have a Twitter thread right here, right?
I know nothing about his politics other than the fact that he's super conservative and he's okay. He's clearly on the SJ and he's still on the anti-SJW train, but he's actually spoken and not a fucking angry lunatic like I don't know like Paul Joseph Watson. He actually seems like an educated and well-spoken man who actually is calm when talking about shit. At least Jordan Peterson.
Okay, so here's the Jordan Peterson, the Peterson family saga. This is a Twitter thread from like August last year, so things have happened since then.
You gonna post this in studio or you just read me the Twitter thread?
I'm gonna read this. So,
oh god,
Michaela Peterson, who is his daughter, started The Lion Diet, which consists of only eating beef, salt, and water. Although this verges on an eating disorder, Michaela claimed that it cured many of her health problems. She even announced that she stopped taking her medications, including an anti-herpes drug.
So this bitch went paleo.
No. That was all propaganda by the media. If you listen to her channel, you can see some interviews with Jordan Peterson and her.
How do I? Okay, now
it's literally I had the tweet is right here.
Yeah,
like it's.
I mean, the story is.
I'll let
no. It's not like there's like quotes from her book that I have right here. She then convinced her father to start her diet. Soon after starting, Jordan reported that he stopped taking his antidepressants. Which, if you've known about JPB for a while, he does suffer from depression. It was around this time that Peterson reported not being able to sleep for 25 days straight while experiencing an overwhelming sense of impending doom after drinking some apple cider. He talked about this on Rogan, and they have the clip here. And I was listening to that episode of Rogan, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? What do you mean you didn't sleep for 25 days? How are you alive?
Let's be real, she isn't that bad looking, so clearly this worked in some capacity.
She is hot as shit. It was because of this anxiety caused by a severe autoimmune reaction to food that Jordan was prescribed benzodiazepine, which was increased after his wife was diagnosed with cancer, which is of course a very stressful thing to happen to a person in their life. This led to Peterson developing a physical dependence on the medication, which is also, that's a risk that happens with medication. Like, no, this is his wife. That you post.
I know, but like
it's
he's
not
whole, like she's. I know that's probably his wife, but holy shit, you look. She's sitting on there like it's his son sitting on his lap. Like what the fuck? That picture's just hilarious.
I need to see this.
According to Michaela,
Oh my God.
after multiple failed rehab attempts, which she claims almost killed him, which can also happen in rehab, Peterson was moved to Russia for, and this is in like exclamation marks, in air quotes, alternative treatments. The unknown treatment put Peterson into a medically induced coma for 8 days and gave him neurological damage.
Oh no, poor Peterson.
In the middle of her father's hospitalization, Michaela left her husband and dad to travel around Romania with Andrew Tate, a misogynist pickup artist and webcam pimp who runs a scam website and thinks that depression doesn't exist. This is during COVID, by the way. Side note, Michaela's husband is from Russia, claims to be possessed by a demon named Igor, and is the one who helped Michaela get her dad into Russia. This entire time, Michaela was charging people $5,600 for memberships to her diet website that offered, virtually nothing. The site is now defunct for a second time and was basically just a support group of people claiming that the diet cured them, which is also a thing that is common. But does it work for anyone? And then there's like a series of tweets from her, screenshotted. Well, it apparently didn't work for her father, as we have already seen. It didn't work for her because she admitted that she also took anti-anxiety drugs while on her diet. So while she recommended that other people don't do that, she was still doing that, which is half of that is a good call. Don't go off your anti-anxiety meds.
So wait, so Peterson did his daughter's diet, got a vitamin deficiency, took this not psychology. What's it called? It's like it's like what Scientology hates, the chemical regulation of your brain.
Yeah, it's just meds. He took meds.
He took meds on this diet, which fucked him up even more. So he went to Russia and was in a coma.
No.
And then he got.
That's like half of the story here was missed.
Sorry.
And it didn't help her mother, who was also on the diet. Apparently, was diagnosed with kidney cancer, requiring 2 surgeries. Although, probably, let's be honest, there's probably no connection between these things. After Peterson finished his treatment in Russia, they went to Florida and eventually ended up in Serbia, where Michaela gave her entire family COVID, hospitalizing Jordan yet again. The other crazy thing is that, as far as I can tell, Jordan hasn't talked directly to the media since 2019. All updates have come through his daughter. At this point in time, is no longer the case. He has been his return to public life, and is apparently, no matter what brain damage he has sustained, he is still a a guy who is smart.
It's a good explanation.
Okay, I got a good portion of that. That's not like a mess.
Story.
Could you send me this article so I could read it later?
This article is a Twitter thread.
Could you send me the Twitter thread link or whatever you're reading from?
Posted in studio chat.
Thank you.
Wow.
So I know Jordan Peterson identifies as conservative and he has right-leaning beliefs. What exactly is his philosophy? Is it like harmful, like in the same way as what are his beliefs?
I don't think Jordan Peterson's philosophy is necessarily like fundamentally harmful.
Okay, is he racist or whatever?
He's a bootstraps guy. It's harmful in the sense that it's a bootstraps philosophy, and that's objectively bullshit. But it's also
when you say bootstraps, hyper independence.
Yeah, pull yourself up by your bootstrap shit. But
self-reliance philosophy.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that all of it is bad or even wrong. Like he gives out a lot of very good advice.
All right. So he's kind of he promotes a lot of self-actualization, independence. I'm guessing, amongst young men.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that, basically. Yeah.
All right.
It's a lot of understanding your shadow and working with your with the bad parts.
So taking your understanding your failings and in terms of your personality or abilities. And all right, yeah, I think that's what you're talking about.
But apparently not with your diet.
All right.
Well,
all right.
I mean, I posted a video. That
a bad guy. Yeah, Kruda, I want to say that an emotional interview where a daughter interviews her dad on a channel called The Intellectual is not an unbiased source.
I actually
you can see it on her stuff.
it's funny. I actually know
I
Bert Kreischer.
couldn't find the video that she posted herself. Oh wait, there it is.
Real quick,
It's
I
on
live
the-
I live in
it's on the
LA. I know
exact
some
video,
people in the industry.
so-
I actually know Bert Kreischer, who is a comedian. Have you seen The
know
Machine?
Bert Kreischer?
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
I don't know if I'm doxing myself,
sorry,
but
who?
his daughter and my sister were best friends in elementary school.
What the fuck?
He basically had a bad reaction to benzodiazepines, which are
Well, he got
really
addicted to it.
tough medicine.
He got
But
addicted
they
to
were
it.
basically the only medicine that he could take at that moment.
Yeah, he got addicted.
That would-
See, I'm not. That's
yeah.
the thing.
But that's normal to get
people
addicted
take issue
to.
with
It's not weird.
people take issue with the fact that he got addicted to an addictive substance. Like, yeah, no shit, that happens.
Yeah.
The dumb thing is the diet that he decided to engage in. Not getting. I fully understand getting like even prescribed that stuff. Especially when your wife has cancer. That's an unbelievably anxious situation.
Wait, did Patty Peterson die or is she still alive?
No, I think she got better.
I think yeah, she got better. Yeah.
Okay, good for her. Good.
Better.
Oh,
In remission.
that's good.
But yeah, no.
So he's
it's-
just got
Oh, yeah.
Getting addicted to drugs is something that happens to people every day. And it's something that they need treatment for. And Jordan Peterson was able to get that
absolutely.
treatment.
Good for him.
So no, what I wanted to ask you as well is like what is how do you get anywhere if you don't believe in bootstraps, if you don't think that anybody can get anywhere
You do
by
you
themselves,
Do, you do realize
how
that,
do you gain anything?
that very literally pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. It is
Yeah, no, I
literally
know
not
why
possible to
you-
do this.
Yes.
It's
That's why it's
against the
called
laws
that.
of
But
physics.
why
like,
are you
full
saying it, and what
self-reliance
is
is
the
a terrible
alternative is
idea.
my question.
I'm not saying
Full-
you shouldn't believe in yourself. I'm saying that radical individualism is is a billionaire ideology, and not even they do.
Oh, sure.
Because they understand their own class interest on a systemic level, and they have the power as individuals to do it. The problem is that this philosophy places the responsibility for why things the way they are in one's life on that individual person, when those circumstances are more often than not completely outside of their control. Like when as an extreme example, but this is you just transfer this idea to other systems, right? You have a kid that's born in rural Congo to like farmers. He's not going to become a brain surgeon, and that's not because he wouldn't be smart enough to become a brain surgeon. It's just that he wasn't born into a world where there is a reasonable path to him becoming a brain surgeon. Now, of course, you could say, oh, well, maybe he gets adopted by a family in white land in Denmark. And
Oh, don't you fucking start.
then
you
then somehow it turns out that he actually is a genius, and all of the fact that he spent the first like 12 years of his life having no access to literally any education whatsoever is somehow negated by the fact that he was born with the perfect genes of being a massive genius. Or like an autistic savant in this particular field of medicine. You can always hold up these examples, but these examples are not indicative of any sort of... They are an exception to a structural problem, and this is always the big issue, because what people who advocate for bootstraps philosophy will very often do, and I have seen you do this many times, Critter, is hold up examples of people who made it, and that it's a very simple thing of survivorship bias. That isn't how it works. You cannot look after the fact and pick out the data of the people who made it past and then say that that is the norm.
Well, I know I missed a lot of opportunities, but I did have them by just doing basic free. What do you call it? I was volunteering at a lot of conventions. I lucked out once with being able to at my work helping with computer stuff,
one customer wanted to build a website for a bigger program and paid me a lot for it. And well,
things like that have happened to me as well. And again, the point
Yeah,
is not
but that's
you get to have these opportunities because you are not a child born in rural Congo. A child born in rural Congo does not have these opportunities.
but I'm not talking to those people when I'm talking about
but
developing
even
yourself.
people in the West don't get these same opportunities. You do not have the
No, of course
opportunity
not.
to be a rich investor. There's no
I
opportunity you have.
I don't need to be a millionaire. I just want enough to have a house and a family.
Even that,
And if I
might
apply
need
myself,
to
I
be
could.
a fucking millionaire to buy a house.
No, I know. Half a millionaire, at least in nowadays.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. Yeah, and that you need a lot of luck, and you need to be able to take advantage of opportunities that are not structurally present for every person. If you, it is of course absolutely true that you should be doing your best to be able to take advantage of those opportunities when they arise. This is absolutely true. But the amount of opportunities that happen and the amount of opportunities that are denied to people, there's a lot of those.
But it feels kind of conceited to say like, oh well, 90% of people fail, so just accept it instead of like I'm gonna be one of the 10% or at least try to be.
So there is a cost to trying these things.
Yeah.
I very much advocate for people to try, but you have to be Look, I'm a complete lunatic. I decided to not only did I decide to like try and make it in a career where like very few people make it, and you need to. I've been working at being a writer for 15 years, and I have seen maybe $200 in like getting repaid. I mean, actually, you know, if you count the fact that some people are on Patreon supporting me because of the short stories, then that's a different thing. But I can't live off that, and I've worked in this industry for 15 fucking years. I have invested a lot of time and a lot of money, a lot of labor into this. And it might never ever pay off. That might never happen. There is a good to fetch, and I'm also equally insane because I did the same thing. Because I thought, well, maybe I'll earn money doing something that also the overwhelming majority of people will try and fail at. I got extremely lucky with these things. And some of this is my achievement. Some of this is me applying myself in the right ways at the right time. But this is literally getting picked up by the algorithm is something that ultimately boils down to luck. I know a lot of people who have made it big on YouTube claim that this isn't the case because that makes them feel as though it was all their achievement, but that's just not how it works.
I mean, that's what most successful people do. They tell it, but what my point is on the road to success, there will be failure, and you will always be able to learn from that failure. Like even if you fail on YouTube, you can learn video editing or videography or any.
Here's the thing, though. I can't though. I will have invested this huge amount of time to then start from scratch.
Yeah. If your channel just fails to make enough money, you still have video editing skills. You have general speaking skills.
But there's
scripting skills.
There's a whole bunch of people who are way better at video editing than me, who went to film school. Instead of having a YouTube channel, they decided to go to film school. And they have... I cannot compete with these people in terms of editing skills. I will never be able to compete with these people unless I also go to film school years later. All of my social skills, all of that stuff, I built social connections in a scene in which I may not make it. My YouTube connections will probably not help me in the business world. There is a cost I put into this. There is an investment that I made, and it is a risky investment. And some people do not ever luck into having the... I got extremely lucky with the fact that I got very unlucky with many areas of my life. I don't really have a family that supports supports me, except for my grandma. I have a grandma who is happy to support me. I am lucky enough to live in a country where I was financially supported as a student, and where I had the opportunity to do these things. I am immensely lucky that I have a community that's willing to give me money for the shit that I do. I punch way above my weight on Patreon. This is in part because I'm good at what I do, but also because my community is composed of very, fantastic and generous people. And yes, Critter, that does very much include you. But there is an investment to this. Because there will always be people, because at the end of the day, if the YouTube channel fails, what I have to put on my resume is failed YouTube channel. I mean, I can write it up differently, but that's
what I know happened. What I know from a lot of other YouTubers is that they usually edit for each other and that kind of stuff, so that they learn editing and they learn what kind of different styles and stuff from practical knowledge.
Sorry.
There are people who do editing on YouTube. They specialize in editing, and they are way better at it than I am.
Oh, probably.
Oh, they are
you're more well
good at it. And it would take me years to get that good at editing. Because they have invested the years that I put into reading, getting the education that is required to do the kind of content that I do, working on my presence, working on my writing skills. They have used those for other things, and I will not be able to. It will take me years to catch up with them, and that means that the years that I have already invested will be at least partially wasted.
Oh, of course.
And this is something that happens to everyone. But the richer, here's the big thing though, the richer you are, the more you can afford to fail. Everyone fails. Failing is an essential, you are completely right when you say, failing is an essential bit of learning. But people have a different capacity to fail. If you have more money, you can fail more often. If you can start a business and you fail at it, and then you are in debt for the rest of your life, you can never ever start it. I know a guy. He started a business in 2005. It was I think he sold frozen yogurt, and it went well. And then he came from a middle class background. He basically invested everything that he had. He invested into this. And then the financial crash happened, the economy collapsed, and his business was destroyed because of this. Not because of anything that he did. Yeah. He couldn't even learn much from the failure because it didn't don't exist in a world where there's a financial crisis that crashes the entire global economy. It's not really something that you can put into action reasonably.
Yeah, no, of course.
And so
but I would say those are also rare circumstances.
He will never be able to do that again. The last time I talked to him, he worked for some millionaire who, some of the millionaire's businesses that he had, plural, some of which he inherited, failed during the financial crisis, but he's rich. He can afford to fail more than the guy who comes from a middle-class background. And you have people who are so unbelievably poor that they cannot even afford to try. This is not the case as much here in Europe, but in the United States, it's very much the case.
Yeah. No, I understand that. But even as even trying to earn a skill could get you a normal job, or not necessarily an entrepreneur job, but what I mean, wage cage stuff.
No, but even then, if I now go out to learn a new skill, other people will have already have been in that industry, be younger, more dynamic, easier to control, and will have networked more in that industry.
Well,
I always am at a
I wouldn't say easier to control.
Young people are way easier to manipulate than older people.
Oh, manipulate. Okay, yeah, sure. I thought you meant other things.
Probably. You mean riding them? Like they're horses?
No, in the workplace, disciplined. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's way easier to like do that with young people because old people, like, unless the old people are bitches.
Real quick, Burger, I think I'm starting an argument with Cody about whether or not karma on Reddit, the competition on Reddit due to karma breeds good stuff. Oh wait, no, he didn't.
No.
I have
It
no.
doesn't. His Reddit is
Man,
opinion on
I was
this.
see where I was hoping it was going to go that way, but now he's responding reasonably. It breed 100% wholesome Keanu Chungus memes.
I don't care about it. I have never cared about internet points. So I'm a very bad person to ask anything about this. I'm going to switch back over to Kashi and see what
Nobody.
doing.
It's like,
Yeah, damn it, I'm losing so bad. Right, let this be a lesson to you. Never bring Jordan Peterson into an army.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
This is a fantastic example. Let's get back to like fucking Posh for a second.
I lost him. He died.
See, yeah, Jordan Peterson, he failed and he fucking died. So you can't learn from that mistake.
No,
Just don't die next time.
Posh can because he can play the game.
It's about having a good support network because even if you're dirt poor,
exactly, and that is why
even if you're completely dirt poor and you got fired, then you can still have some people that share like maybe
that's how it works. This is how it works. People who are poor because they have bad support networks. And you cannot just get a better support network because people who are wealthier do not wish to associate with people who are poorer than them.
Unless you get the good right mindset.
Biggest social divide.
That's
demonstrably. Very rich people explicitly isolate themselves in gated communities and shit like that. They live. Have you ever talked to like a rich person who doesn't actively go out of their way to talk to normal people?
No. What are they?
They live in a completely different reality.
They live in a society.
You know where they also go? They go to work and they go to clubs as well. So
they go to work at a firm where there's millionaires, and they go to clubs that you do not even know about because they're so exclusive.
Yeah, the fucking
that's why you become a social butterfly, and then you know about those clubs, or
even the fucking kids do the same thing. They send their children to the schools where they teach them how to kick poor people so that they can be prime minister. Yeah. And then David Cameron shows them how to fuck a pig. And that's how the news goes.
I so love that was a plot in Black Mirror, and then it turns out this like happened. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, an actual British prime minister or rep got caught participating in bestiality?
Well,
god damn it, Heinzke left. Heinzke, a British politician actually,
right? Yeah, David Cameron published a memoir called I Am Dave, and in it, allegedly, as part of his dinner days in Eton.
His what? Part of his what?
Right. So these things in Eton called dinner clubs, where like all the future little Lord Fauntleroys go, and they get dirt on each other. They make each other do like really fucked up stuff. So
like a fraternity.
It's exactly a fraternity.
Oh, so we have
it's fraternity, except David Cameron literally put his dick in the mouth of a dead pig, a young pig, no less.
It wasn't exactly like Black Mirror, but it's similar enough that I went like, what?
No, right. I don't care how far it is from Black Mirror, Bugger. A British Prime Minister
fuck the dead baby pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he did full-on necropedophilia. Goddamn.
Yeah, he slid his
straight up.
Is it still zoophilia when the pig is dead?
I don't know how much truth there is to it, but there's like loads of them going around. Apparently there was a thing with Michael Gove, where he like shat on somebody's chest or something.
Yeah, but that's how it starts. That is where it starts. You as a normal, even middle class person, you just do not get into these societies. You are not born wealthy, therefore you do not go to the schools. You do not get invited to the parties. You do not join the secret societies. And
but I
what
don't
you said
want to
earlier
be
about
there.
you become a social.
I don't want to be a delete. I know how you can get lucky enough to get in there, but then you still have to be lucky.
This is no. That's the thing. Once you are in there, you no longer have to get lucky. You have already gotten lucky.
Oh no, I know that part.
And the thing is, you cannot get in there. That's the thing. You said about you need a strong network. You can't acquire this network.
I don't think that's a reasonable goal
in the
to
cards
set.
for
and
you.
That's not what I was talking about when I'm talking about this kind of stuff.
I'm about to instruct you on how to get your children into Eden. Okay.
Having a job where you can get a house at the
another question about
this works. This scales. This works on all different levels of society. When I grew up in boys' home, and all of those people who were in boys' home, I know two of them who know people who were not of the lowest social class. I'm one of them, and I know maybe two others. And you know how we got there? We went to university. These people did not have the option to go to university. These other people, that didn't materialize for them. That didn't become a reality for them because they didn't go to good schools. They didn't have the sort of upbringing that gives them access to good education. They had the fetal alcohol syndrome. You know, they grew up in a network, in a culture that doesn't value education because the people who were educated have been fucking them over for decades and centuries. People who don't trust the system.
In Germany, don't you have this really fucked up system where there's three tiers of school, one for each social class?
That's the Netherlands.
I was in the lowest tier of school. Most of those people, I know, I have heard that maybe two of them eventually did go to university for something very specific that they were good at. But the majority of those people, the people that they know, are poor people. Maybe they know their boss. But that's basically the only person who is wealthy that they know. You are very right when you say that it's very dependent upon your network. The thing is, you cannot just change your network. That isn't something that you can just do.
Yeah, but you can get.
Is here?
You can get
your mom
wealth to have a relatively good life. Okay,
you can. I 100% believe that you can. You can do that. I think that you're an educated guy. You have a good job. You know people. You have a very go-getter attitude. I'm convinced that you personally are going to be able to do this to afford a house at some point in your life. You're going to go into horrible debt because of it, and when the next housing market crash comes, you're going to get kicked out. But I think there is a good to fair chance. I think that you are actually able to do this. The thing is that you come at this from a higher position than the lowest people of society. I don't.
I've interacted with those types of people as well.
I'm sorry. What?
Cody, shut up.
What? I've interacted with people that thought I was very haughty and that thought I was basically acting like a higher class.
You do come off a bit higher class to me.
I do.
In
try to be
the sort of not to be mean, but in the sort of KO polo shirt.
I try to be a bit more
kind of
well-to-do.
Smiling black guy in a stocking.
If I can ask,
look, what are you doing?
He has
what is
levels.
This noise?
What? Oh, that's my computer. It sounds like it's fucking doing a jet engine.
So the thing is, at least we can all admit that Critter is not using that position as.
No,
I don't want to say his name.
There's economic mobility in it anyway.
He's at
Actually,
least
can I ask you
self-aware.
something can I ask something in general real quick?
Yeah.
Wait. I can't. Oh.
Okay, post in general.
No, I want to ask something in general, VC.
I know. I'm just.
Actually, I'll just wait, let me. So now that we're here, speaking of British politicians participating in bestiality, was there a politician who got accused of fucking a dog? Because I watched Commons of House, that Spitting Image song, and like apparently there's like there's a character. Oh my. Sorry, there's a character. One of the characters like started making out with a dog. So what? I don't know. What is the context to that?
That sounds pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie.
Right?
Depends on the dog.
Okay. Excuse me. Did you say? I'm sorry. That's pretty hot.
Commons of the House.
You got a problem with that?
No.
I'm watching the fucking video right now. I'll try to find the timestamp. Heinski, do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
But I mean, like, if you ever looked at our schooling system, and I mean, there's one level that is basically doing relatively decent, but there's
It's not just about schooling. This is why it's a systemic issue. There's a lot of different factors.
That's why you can defeat it very well with schooling, and at least the middle schooling that we have works a lot with companies and tries to implement basically like projects from corporations or
so what they do is they already train kids to be primed to work at these corporations that will extract their surplus value in favor of the billionaire class. You can see it like this too. It's not like schooling is a great tool to increase social mobility. It's proven very effective. I mean, we used to not have it, and then we did have it, and society changed so unbelievably, it is completely unrecognizable. But it's not the only factor. It's not the only thing that happens.
I get that.
There's a lot of different factors. They're very complicated factors, and they're way more exacerbated in the US than they are here in Europe.
Another thing is, right, is corporations that you're talking about. You really want to have that much power as institutions?
I started the record. I posted the video with the timestamp.
What video?
I mean, do you want to learn how to do a job, or do you want to learn how to do a job 10 years ago from a school book that's been repeated, that just repeats the wording?
I genuinely think
there's so many school books that basically just rewrite some words in them and then just sell them again.
Why would a middle school student know what they want to do for the rest of their life?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they really shouldn't. Yeah. No,
I
know
wouldn't
that part is
they
really
wouldn't
bad.
at all. Like, I barely knew I barely got the chance to say, like, hey, I want to become, like, a programmer later on. This was, like, when I turned 15, but that was basically because I loved playing video games, and that was it. That was my only thought of becoming a programmer. Later on in life, when I turned, like, 18, when I started learning stuff about, like, version control and what was it? Encryption, and a lot of other stuff to do with just like software development in general. And that's when I said, "Oh shit, this looks actually pretty exciting."
Yeah.
I mean, I still want to become a programmer because I want to later on develop my own games if I can.
But you've learned other aspects of the field and expanded your interest.
You should talk to Kashi. He also is interested in game development.
Kashi is in here right now.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh.
No, I know enough about game development where I'm like, I don't want to join any corporations. And maybe
no, but I mean, like you can make a hobby project together or something.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta go check on my new puppy. I'm the Bounce Guys. Have a great day.
See you around,
Have
man.
fun. Show pictures of your puppy later, please.
Hanski, watch the video in studio. I want to get context to that
Yeah, I
joke.
think it's meant to be Neocanic. It
What is-
doesn't. Does it matter?
I'm curious.
Yes.
I'm curious
I mean,
about.
they've got something.
Silver.
I don't know. I'm really curious.
4
They have
minutes.
all
Good.
done something horrible to either a rent boy or a farmyard animal. That's
A
the bottom line.
A what boy?
A young male prostitute.
Oh, okay. That's
Otherwise known as a call boy.
Okay, they've done. Okay, so they've done horrible things to male prostitutes. Yeah. All right. Have a good night, guys.
See you.
See ya.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad that you could take that away. That's a good takeaway.
That's a great takeaway.
All British
yeah.
politicians have done something horrible to either a pig or a rent boy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Haven't we all?
Yeah, I mean that's better than fucking over your entire country, right?
But they also did that.
Yeah, it's not exclusive.
Look, you can
It's
walk
like,
and chew
come on.
bubble gum at the same time.
Ba-boom, ba-boom.
Does my voice sound strange?
I mean, at least you had some change in the last 10 years. We had the same guy pushing the same problems forward and now having to face them thinking that he wouldn't have, which is really funny to see in a way.
We've had different iterations of the same fucking guy,
How
right?
long have the Tories been in power?
Like 10 years, 11 years now, actually.
Something that happened today. You know how, like, currently in North Rhine-Westphalia, basically coal land. He doesn't live in North Rhine-Westphalia, but the general area where coal lives, which shout out to my man. It's fucked currently with flooding, and part of it-
It's
and part of the Dutch province of Limburg as well.
This is gonna.
Yeah,
the Netherlands are gonna have problems.
Belgium as well. I've heard from my aunt who lives in Belgium currently. Well, will live in Belgium like for the rest of her life because she's proud Belge. But which one was it? The area near.
How do you be proud about that?
The area near one of the big cities, not Brussels. One of the other ones is apparently expecting 1.5 meters of flooding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
Well, we got the river 15 meters over NAP, which is Amsterdam. It's the height of Amsterdam, basically.
The great
It's going to be 15
happened,
meters.
The great thing that happened. I love this. So in the news have like the public broadcasting media have a website where they have like a ticker of all the important things that happen, all the important developments. So one of the things that is on the ticker, on like this is the important facts section, is that the Laschet, the guy from the CDU, the bad party, is calling for better, like, to fight climate change more. That's what he's calling
Really?
for. Yeah, the party who is still actively resisting every measure possible to fight climate change. There's also the leader of the Greens called for immediate direct assistance to the people living in the area. That wasn't on the ticker. That was at the bottom as a long article that no one's going to read. Just to make sure that the party who has been the worst for the climate is presented as a party that does good things.
Yeah, that's
it's
weird.
Little shit like this that is the reason why the CDU is doing so well. Because boomers don't care.
Can I just ask?
Every time.
Does the CDU have? Sorry. Does the CDU have parties like the wets and the dries do for? Like the Conservatives do with the wets and the dries in Australia, or some of the factions that exist in England.
Oh yeah, there's factions in the. So there's there's a very actually, it's actually not CDU, it's CDU CSU, also known as the Union, because there's a different party in Bavaria called the CSU. And they tend to be the more conservative even of those two. But on a federal level, because the CSU only exists in Bavaria and the CDU only exists outside of Bavaria, They're both Christian Democrats. They work together on a federal level. This means that a disproportionate amount of federal policy, especially government ministers, are Bavarians.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, and they come from the most conservative wing of the party.
Yeah, I reckon a lot of countries have this problem. I call it old people suffrage. We ought to fix that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's.
I think. Okay, radical.
I remember.
I think. No, go ahead, Peter.
Well, this in the Netherlands, we had like curfew laws, and then people, so the youth mostly started rioting because of the curfew laws, and our prime minister came forward and was like, "Well, no, those people are just scum, and they were bad, and we don't have to look more into it. We just need to put them, lock them away." And it turns out basically that those people got so agitated because he removed funding for social programs that targeted the areas where those people came from.
Yeah.
So
but
the ball keeps on rolling. But,
this is why I radically think that after a certain age, and depending on how the population concentration is, again, this is just my radical side, just going like, okay, after a certain age, and depending on the population concentration, so say
Old
you have
people
like
shouldn't vote.
You cannot deny.
No.
Yeah.
No, he was probably
No, but
denying
just
people
let my
being
radical
elected.
side just expose itself right now. So if you say like have 50% of people that are like in between the ages of 18 to 30, and the rest are just a minority, it's like you cannot have politicians over the age of 50. Just know that, again, just
You
completely
would deny
destroy.
people the ability to run for office.
Fuck
Yeah.
yes.
No,
That is
that wouldn't be
deeply
too
undemocratic.
So what?
I know. It's just my radical side going, fucking old people
There's
ruining
a lot
shit
of
again.
there's a lot of
let's- you know
undemocratic
what?
things
Let's
that
kill
are
all
really
old
cool.
people.
Actually,
Let's just kill them. Let's just kill
Oh,
them.
that seems reasonable.
no, they're allowed to live if they
No,
can
Burger.
fight off. If they
What
can
are they
fight
gonna
off
do? What are
10
they gonna
young
vote
people, then
against
they
it?
can live.
What are they going to vote
Burger,
against?
unironically, yes.
I mean, it's
Yeah, see, that is the problem.
Chad face, yes.
That is why it's important.
That's my response
to
to.
have an
Wait,
actual
let me.
fucking democracy, because it would
I mean, I
turn
think-
into generational genocide very quickly.
Oh yeah.
But it's already being generational genocide because the old people have fucked us over and they want to keep fucking us over.
You need to think about
Yeah,
the
I know,
kinds of
Burger. It's just my radical
justifications you want,
side.
like the already in a theoretical space, the kind of justifications that you are creating.
Oh sure.
Yeah. I
This
know
is-
that. It's like, again,
this is my
it's just my
response to
more
killing
radical
old
side
people.
going like, old people ruin everything, fuck old people. And I know I shouldn't say that because
No.
I love my grandparents. Without my grandparents, I would be a very different person, to be honest. I probably
I don't think I
wouldn't
want
be
my
talking to you
grandfather
guys.
in politics, but
Well, yeah, of course.
No,
I also
love,
don't
I love
want that.
talking.
But we live
Yeah,
in a
again.
pluralist society where where people have the ability to express themselves politically, and this is so valuable that is worth it. Because if people did not have the ability to express themselves politically, things would be so much worse in every way. They have.
well, I mean,
been
we already
plenty of
have a lot of people that are disenfranchised by politicians and stuff.
There have there are plenty of there have been historically, and there still are plenty of societies where people do not have equal access to democracy, or even I mean we also already don't have equal access to democracy. The more unequal the access to democracy gets, like for instance the United States, the more of a shithole you become. Like for instance the United States.
It's a good example for most things.
The less democracy a country has, the more of a shithole it is.
You know, all I'm saying is that if somebody is over the pension age of 65, you should be allowed to what is it? To fight them for their position in politics.
Well, yeah,
physically.
Yeah, no,
And
just
if
do
they lose
a
after,
war now between all
that's called an
politicians.
election.
No,
I mean,
no, I mean
yeah,
okay, we mean
now make it blood
physically.
sports. No,
like
no,
right
Burger, you're thinking the right thing, but now make it blood sports. In the
I mean,
parliament.
if we're gonna have blood
in the
sports.
parliament.
Burger, would you like to hear my democratic reform idea? Right? We have 3 events. They fight in a pit. They do deadlift, and then there's a literal dick measuring contest. And then the winners of these 3 events do like a last man standing thing. We put the
And she broke off. Because
Yeah,
she
but
doesn't
look
live in a
look at her
democratic
video
society
feed though.
where there's people where she can actually express herself.
But look at her video feed though.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. It's a pathetic attempt to substantiate something that cannot be reasonably substantiated. It's using aesthetic politics to justify ideology.
Agreed.
Oldest
That's
trick in the
fun
book.
sometimes.
I mean, I'm literally fighting a war where ideology won out. So I'm literally playing a video game.
Ideology against ideology. That's how what most wars.
Yeah.
I mean, also geopolitical
Well,
interests.
I can say most of the wars of the Middle Ages didn't necessarily happen because of ideology.
Yeah, I mean, ideology as a concept.
Unless we're counting the Crusades and jihads.
Hang on,
Okay.
ideology ideology existed but as a concept it didn't. People didn't fight ideological wars back then. But like in the modern world, I'm saying. You can't like say, oh, but with this time when the paradigm was completely different in every way conceivable is somehow comparable and we need to muddy our data with it.
Yeah, I get you. And just like that, I've broken through, lads, huzzah. With 3 minutes on the clock.
Check back with you right here.
I've killed off Jordan Peterson and called him Kevin McLeod. Because, he let's just say Jordan Peterson was McLeod, not McLeod.
Call him Dan Aykroyd.
I should have. You know what? I should have. I can call one of my sub-commanders, but yeah. A bit too late for my commanding officer.
Can you give them nicknames?
Yeah, I can't. Look, it says Bristow. Each time you create a sub... No, but each time you create not a division, but each time you create a unit, you assign a commanding officer to them, right?
Yeah.
Technically, they come pre-generated, but you can assign names to them. So you could technically go with like, oh yeah, the Joker. The Joker is the commander of the main artillery guns.
Actually, I saw the film recently. It's very good.
Oh yeah, it's really nice. It's one of those things where kind of an indie project somehow actually gets good viewings and stuff.
What do you mean an indie project?
Somewhat
that was
more.
not an indie
The
project.
storyline. I wouldn't say okay, not in that sense, but the story was a lot more independently written in that sense. There's not a lot of mainstream politics in there.
Wrote it not part of the Screenwriters Guild?
I don't know. I don't mean it like a.
I mean,
no, I mean like not a Marvel movie or not a. Not another
it was a DC movie.
Not another very I mean not another one of those movies is basically
how could you
cookie cutter.
Can I just ask, Burger? Did you honestly think that the Joker was a Marvel movie?
No, that's I said something about it. I mean
okay.
not another one of those mainstream movies. It was a relatively good movie. A very unique movie. That's what I want to say. Not indie, but unique.
Cody, why are you not in?
Because he's working, isn't it?
What do you mean? What is this working thing? What are you talking about?
What do you mean working?
He's like not a YouTuber.
And people pay you for it. What?
I'm sorry.
When your government doesn't do stuff, you have to do
shit.
stuff so that the government can take your money.
Oh, there's an oppressor there. Go figure.
Hey, Critter.
Yeah.
Dickhead asks, what have you got against Black Mary Jane?
Nothing.
Look, can I just say, gingers are underrepresented in media enough as it is. Stop turning them into black people, you fucking racist cunts.
Hey, thank you for also saying the same thing. But now you are racist, so have fun with that.
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Welcome
Congratulations,
to the
you have now become racist.
It's really funny when I have like 12-hour debates with people and then other people say the same thing and then I hear nothing from the side that debated me for 12 hours. So that just vindicates me so
Maybe
much.
they're not online at that point, or maybe they
they're
decided that
actually
having
there.
a 12-hour debate with someone on Discord is not a worthwhile time investment.
Yeah.
What are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
Cody was there when you were talking about white Nelson Mandela. And, well, Dickhead is watching the stream when Posh made that comment. So
White Nelson Mandela was a bit, wasn't it? We had a white Nelson Mandela.
No.
Oh, it's a good movie idea.
When Mason fuck.
Who plays White Nelson Mandela again? Was it Ryan Gosling?
It's probably Ryan Gosling.
I fucking hope it is.
It would be. Come on.
Bruce Willis White Nelson.
Danny DeVito. Italian-American Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
Tony Soprano.
Hey, we got the apartheid over here. It was fucking racist.
Hey. Ah, shit. I lost another one of my fucking
Hey,
officers.
bada boom, bada bing. They make me sit at the back of the bus.
Hey, what the fuck's that about? Fucking
Hey, what's that whole thing about? What do you mean I gotta sit at the back of the bus? You don't make me sit at the back of the bus. I'll make your whole family disappear, eh?
I don't want to have to sit with a Moulignans.
Hey,
that's fucking racist.
You make me sit at the back of the bus. You ain't getting no gabagool.
You're on the
You ain't getting no gabagool for Christmas.
Just using the systemic power of control over the gabagool supply.
It's gonna be even better because they're just gonna change the seats in the back of the bus to be really comfortable, and they're gonna have like bistro style dinner prepared in the back of the bus.
Hey,
like a full Italian deli.
Hey, you can come in the back of the bus. This is only for family.
I'll come wherever I want.
Don't you fucking start, Kuda. If you fucking use family as a fucking meme again, I fucking swear.
I mean, the mafia is basically a whole family, right? I was doing that.
I swear to Allah, I will slap you with my shoe.
Yeah. Critter, you broke the omerta. We gotta put a horse's head in your bed or whatever.
Thank you. That was a very nice meal last time.
Okay, that's actually Dickhead posted this in chat now. So Twitter said if we can have a black James Bond, we should have a white Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is that an issue? No.
Okay, I want to explain. It's very simple. It's the skin color of James Bond is not consequential to the character of James Bond. As a matter of fact, it is established in the James Bond law that James Bond isn't even a guy. He's
it's a code
succession of people. He's a code name.
Okay.
Nelson Mandela being black is pretty essential to who he is as as a character.
He's not a character.
No, I mean, in the content of him being a film literary character.
Sure.
I mean, have you seen Tropic
Thunder? Hang on. Can I just... Tropic Thunder is a good movie.
Yeah.
Can I just say, though, the better example, I would say, is... Okay, it's a bit stereotypical an answer, but imagine they redesign the prequel movies. Okay, Star Wars the prequels,
I'm like,
and you change Luke Skywalker from being a boy to a Latino girl, for example, and you change Obi-Wan from being this wise old man to being some black thug from the streets, for example. Like,
that sounds pretty
honestly,
gay.
if you made
See, race swapping is non-consequential. It just
if you
No,
made
so-
Luke
doesn't matter.
Skywalker,
Oh my god.
if you made
you
Luke
can
Skywalker
you
black,
can
it would work
take
better.
from anywhere in history. You can take
Look,
white people
Look,
fighting
no, no,
each
no, no,
other. You
look,
can
look,
take black
Nelson,
people fighting each other. It
Nelson,
doesn't
no,
matter.
you can't. Now, the very important part of Nelson Mandela's life story is that he got imprisoned.
Yeah.
If he had
Okay.
been white,
Yep.
White
he
people
would
don't
not
get
have
imprisoned.
been imprisoned. The things that Nelson Mandela went through, he would not have gone through if he had not been.
No, but that's
if he had been
the
white.
thing. You make a white society or a society where white people are oppressed by black people.
I mean,
Burger.
that's
And
but that's
that
not,
is
that's
the
not-
challenge.
That would be that
Burger.
would
That
be
is
a
the
perfectly
challenge.
One
interesting
very
movie.
important thing that you failed to account for,
Yeah.
right? James Bond is a white supremacist hero and a revered Confederate general. He is a leading figure in neo-Nazi movements around the world.
Yeah.
They build
It's basic.
statues of him
They just
all
they
over
didn't-
Louisiana.
They just never mentioned this in any of the
James
movies.
Bond is the
Yeah,
exaggerated,
they just don't-
stories of Ian Fleming while he was a spy for the British government during World War II.
Before he got transferred to like British secret whatever the fuck, he was just like an American beat cop, and he got like a shitload of desk duty for fucking splattering 3 black kids on the asphalt, and they were just like, you know what, fuck you, you're British now, go do that.
So, Chris, I'm not saying it wouldn't be possible to make a movie where there's Nelson Mandela but he's white, but that wouldn't be Nelson Mandela. That would be a different character. Or it's a comedy
that's true.
movie, in which case that would be a very interesting and controversial comedy movie. But you cannot just make what's the big Nelson Mandela film that I watched in school?
Invictus, maybe. That was later.
Probably.
Wasn't it? Was
Fucking
that not later?
Invictus. It might be.
That was like
Probably.
it's 2009.
Film.
It's
No,
2009.
But let's
Invictus.
just say it's not this one, definitely. But
Well,
let's
it's
just
probably
say. No, this is basically. Wait, this isn't about Nelson. No, this is about Nelson Mandela.
No, wasn't it? I thought Invictus was about Nelson.
Yeah, okay, it is about.
Thank God
Yeah,
that
but
wasn't
there's
it?
any.
So you couldn't.
Yeah.
You had. If Nelson Mandela isn't black, you can't just take the role
No,
that Morgan
that's-
Freeman did.
That's your preconceived conception.
And no.
Let
Look,
go of
listen
them.
to me.
Let-
This is a historical film. This is a historical person that actually really existed, right? And
Yes.
the fact that he was black was essential to.
No.
No, it
No, you
absolutely
let go of your
was.
racism,
No,
man.
He literally became president in order. How the fuck do you? How do you? What the fuck do you mean? The fact that Nelson Mandela was black was not an essential part of his life story that shaped who he was as a person and what he did as a politician.
Because it doesn't matter.
What?
It's
The problem, Critter, is I think you're taking
He
this
was-
too literally.
No, he was
In the sense
oppressed. He was oppressed because of his skin tone.
Yes!
But you can think of any other thing to make somebody be oppressed. You can make people with yellow eyes the oppressed class.
Though.
Yes, but that doesn't matter.
No, it
It does matter.
This is
thing
art.
is,
And
Critter,
everything
Critter,
can be art.
people
Transatlantic
in
slave
Hollywood-
trade, and then the
Can I
apartheid,
just-
and then South Africa and all that shit. That was bad.
I'm
Shit
not saying
is like
Can I
important.
just
Yeah.
can I just
It
say to
shapes
this?
the
The problem
societies
is,
that
Critter,
we live in.
Stuck in your box.
First of all, we live in a society currently that does not allow that. Where the moment
in
you
a
do that to
society.
historic black characters, you
Hmm.
would get a thunderous
That's
rage,
not even the
regardless.
problem. That's not even the
No,
problem.
no, 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 no. Let me, please.
Yeah.
No.
The problem is nobody cares about one white historic figures because they would do it to Joan of Arc, and let me tell you, as a Frenchman, I would fucking fight to the death on that. They've done it already with Queen Mary of the Scots in a recent television show where they turned her black. You know.
That's dumb.
That's dumb. Yes, they've done it again with like this BBC historical program explaining the Roman times in Britain, and made a lot of the Celtic characters and a lot of the Roman characters black people.
That's not how it works.
Again, that's not how it
So
works.
that's why you can do White Nelson Mandela.
Because again, Critter, it's not going to work because people just look, regardless of what you say, Burger, this is how it is in society today. Regardless of what you think,
no,
people will not have it.
This is how some people in media think about things. This is not how it is in society.
Barriers.
No, this is how it is in society. I've talked to some people. I've talked to some regular people outside of the server, and they have said like that cannot fly. He's a historic black character, but have told me like, oh yeah, it's a historical white character. I mean, you know,
well,
like
I've had the same conversations with people about other things, and it wasn't like this. Anecdotal evidence disproven.
Base.
Yeah, absolutely roasted.
Anyway, all this has achieved is making me want to see a shot-for-shot remake of Invictus where it's just Danny DeVito in like really shitty shoehole blackface.
It would be funny.
Yes.
There we go. We get so many good ideas.
It's not this. That's not. You can't just recreate Invictus, but the Nelson Mandela role is just played by fucking Vin Diesel. You can't do it. The movie doesn't work.
Why not?
Unless you're trying to do something different with it, which is, for instance, a comedy.
You got a systemic brain issue, man.
Are you trying to tell me that apartheid South Africa isn't the most hilarious shit in the universe?
Yeah, they had segregation and also cell phones at the same time. That is very funny. Actually.
Probably had like clowns and shit too. Sitcoms.
But that's not critical. I don't believe that you're serious about this. I genuinely do not believe that you unironically believe this, because this is so incredibly stupid. You have to be trolling.
Did you just call me critter?
I'm not talking. I'm not talking to you.
It's my basic point is if everybody has arbitrary things that they want to be something in a way, and if you can't respect that, then the higher truth comes in of either everything is okay or nothing is okay.
What does that even mean? I'm not saying it is literally physically impossible.
That was basically if people don't respect my arbitrary limits, then I'm gonna say, well, then everything is okay. So I'm just gonna go.
It doesn't sound like a very basic claim to me. It sounds like a pretty cringic claim, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's kind of true in a sense, Critter.
Argument one.
No, the thing is. People just don't care. Regular people just don't care about white people. That's how it is. I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's bad.
I know a lot of racists.
That doesn't matter. People, that's not what it's about.
Disprove that anecdotal evidence.
For fuck's sake.
No, that's
memeing here for a bit.
It's pretty much
I'm not memeing.
White people are the most tolerant towards other races of all races, and there's been research that has proven that. And that's also why we have a multicultural society and why most other societies aren't multicultural. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But it's also why we get shit on the most, because we're so tolerant of it.
You could make a point for this, but I don't see how it matters.
Doesn't. It was basically...
Which also, we're late. Nice. We have to finish the stream. We have to wrap this baby up.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for watching the stream. It's been great. We're done now.
No, it hasn't.
We're over time. Bye.
Balls. I am going to lose so